700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide. Green flag, showtime. The Knoxville Nationals are green. It's the Thursday before the Knoxville Nationals, and week number 6 of Thursday Night Thunder of the Coast to Coast Racing League heads to Lucas Oil Speedway in the Show Me State of Wheatland, Missouri for some small blocks and big block action. You won't want to miss the mighty Modifieds, the Beasts of the Northeast, take on Lucas Oil Speedway. Going to be a fun night here tonight once again on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And as always, so glad you could join us here. Marty Sakala with you. It feels like it's been forever for me personally since we have done a Thursday night race, especially on Slide Job Racing Network. Last week, we were rained out due to a DDoS attack against iRacing, so we're unable to race there. 4th of July, Shaggy had you covered for me as I had to work the Stars and Stripes 76. But we're here. We're back. We got Modifieds. It's the Thursday before the Knoxville Nationals. I'm hyped. Everyone in Coast to Coast is hyped. We're ready for a fun night tonight. Let's talk about the 358s. Let's going on into the weekend. Your points leader in action is Michael Vitale without the drops. He has a 20-point lead on Trevor Giroux. Third, who is 29 points back, is Kurt Schatzer in third. Then 37 back in fourth is Dean Reynolds, and 40 back in fifth, Jeff Barker. So still a highly competitive field already, that's for sure, as we get set to go with action here tonight on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Practice is just wrapped up, so we're wasting no time and getting right down into qualifying here. Get the first driver to come out onto the racetrack, and we'll see who that is. Now we'll go to the 107, driven by Sam Bachman. Don't believe we saw Sam Monday night when the series ran at Lernerville Speedway, so good to see him with us. Two minutes to put 2 laps on the board. Bachman about to cross the start-finish line here. He's the one that will set the bar alongside Brandon Templeton. And it's Bachman quickest at a 15:137. As the rest of the time start to come in, Randy Shreve's looking pretty quick. After lap 1, he was 3rd quick at a 15:18. He showed up purple. Brandon Templeton, though, purple in Sector 1. He goes up to 3rd quick at a 15:16. Trevor Giroux quick time, meanwhile, just after lap 2. A 15:130. He was 15:320 on lap number 2 correction. Kurt Schatzer in the 218 coming off of turn number 4. Is this a better lap for him? It's not. 15:49 on lap 2. Been a while since we've seen Kelly Wheeler on a Thursday night. Glad to see him check in. First lap time for Kelly Wheeler is he goes 12th quickest, a 15:263. Final driver to take some time here. Clay Christopherson won't put a lap up here. Checkered flag comes Wheeler, and he is off at 15:31. So that does it for our first time trial session of the night, and it's the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux, out in front. So, 19 drivers tonight, so we'll have 3 heats, which means just double checking everything here. Logan Wentz, Randall Dixon, and Kelly Wheeler will be on pole position here tonight. So Kelly with a good lap puts him out front for heat race number 3 once we get there. So we're ready to go for heat race number 1 on the night. The first heat race is brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, the official team of Coast to Coast. Here's how the field lines up. Logan Wentz on pole position. He's in the 118. And next to Logan, driving the number 32, that's the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Row 2, B-Temp, Brandon Templeton in car number 31. Next to him, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux in the 075. Row 3, Michael Vitale. He drives the 213. And the Bird to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Clay Christopherson rounding out the field, the Full Throttle Motorsports, number 51. We thank you all so much for joining us here tonight. A lot of people checking in already. Butch Baker rooting for Venom. Trevor Giroux actually was checking in before he made his laps on the track. And hello to Butters. Jason Butterfield still working on graphics card issues, rooting for Venom here tonight. Go one more lap here before we take the green flag. 6 laps. Winner starts on pole. Everyone transfers into the show as we have a car count of under 24 tonight. So Steve King Foundation pace car makes the left-hand turn to pit road, the right-hand turn rather. That's who will be donating all proceeds towards for next week's Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals. You can watch Monday, Tuesday, Thursday on Slide Job Racing Network. Also on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Here we go, Heat 1 underway at Lucas Oil Speedway. Logan Wentz slides up the track, gets the good start. 3 wide all ready for second with Morano stuck in the middle. Now Morano and Templeton both look underneath Wentz. Oh, Templeton takes out the Tory tire. Same does Michael Vitale. And the left front, pretty good impact. Somehow still on the 31, a battle for the race lead. Wentz was not clear of Trevor Giroux, almost got turned. Morano throws it in with a slide job, gets sideways, gives Logan Wentz the line. And if the line was way too close to call. And now Giroux with the bump and run. Jeff Barker with the yeet on the 075. Oh my goodness. A lot of drivers going bananas already, and it's just heat race number 1, folks. Clay Christopherson, the 051's been minding his own business. He's the quickest driver on the track. The 15:26 last time by. 2 laps to go here in heat race number 1. Brandon Templeton trying to close in, decides to test out the middle line. Giroux with an opportunity to take away P2. Throws it underneath and puts it in with a slide job. B-Temp with the crisscross. And Templeton is second at the line. 1 lap to go in heat 1. Barker Christensen trying to be a factor in this one. Templeton keeps her on the bottom. You know who's going to win heat race number 1. Second at the line goes to Brandon Templeton. Giroux tries way too late. Barker 4th, Christopherson 5th, Wentz 6th, and Vitale 7th. So the Ant-Man takes heat 1 and is on pole for tonight's 30-lap feature with the 3:58. Heat race number 2 is brought to you by Regency Home Inspection, proud partner of Brian Lawson and the entire Venom Racing team. Regency Home Inspections with quality home inspections throughout the Northeast area. Randall Dixon on pole position. He's in the 011. Next to him, Dean Reynolds in the Super Dirt Car Series Full Throttle Motorsports 79. Row number 2, Superman Kurt Schatzer in the Hammerdam Racing Dirt Track Bank number 218. Next to him, Sam Bachman, the Full Throttle Motorsports 007. Final row tonight on the grid, Harold Klump to the outside in the Harris Hugh pull-up machine. He's to the outside of Jake Henry in the Gears Unlimited number 171. Butchie was rooting for Trevor here tonight. I wonder who he's going to be rooting for here. Probably a Full Throttle driver, if I were to guess. Second heat race of the night. Go one more lap here until we take the green flag. Lucas Oil Speedway. Not just with a dirt track, but also dirt oval track, but also a drag racing lake for drag boats, as well as a dirt road track, or maybe a motocross track. But it says off-road dirt track. We need to see that in iRacing. That'd be fun.
Green.
Green flag is out for heat race number 2. Still 2 by 2 as the field makes their way down the back chute. Randall Dixon with the slight advantage. Dean Reynolds 2nd, Kurt Schatzer 3rd, Sam Bachman 4th, Jake Henry 5th, Harold Klump 6th. These are pace laps at speeds of 100 miles an hour right now, folks. Who breaks out? Schatzer wants to try and break out for the lead. 3 wide off for turn 2. Reynolds has the slight advantage into the corner. Sam Bachman trying to show his nose. Nothing he could do about it as you're on board with them. Gives a little bit of a bumper to the bandit of Randall Dixon. Oh, look out, bag crash. Bachman on 2 wheels. Henry has lost the right front sneaker. Dixon, the bandit, took a lick. Klump moves up to 3rd. Schatzer 2nd. Dino out in front as we're halfway home. See if we give you another look at a replay. That was an impact and a half. Schatzer just came, but looked like he may have come up into Bachman and Dixon. I'm not too sure, but final lap underway here in heat race number 2. Butchie rooting for Dino, Cody rooting for Trevor here tonight. Thanks for tuning in, boys, as Dino in the Full Throttle 79 to start in 2nd tonight in our 30-lap feature and make a Full Throttle Motorsports locked out front row. Schatzer 2nd, Klump 3rd, Bachman 4th, Dixon 5th, and Jake Henry in 6th. So now move on to heat race number 3, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management, proud partner of the retreads. Here's how they line up. Kelly Wheeler on pole position in the 110, and next to him, it's the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, in car number 83. Row number 2, it's Randy Shreves in the number 56. To his outside, the Dirt Track Bank 122, that's Brian Dickens. Final row tonight, in car number 96, Chris Alvey. To his outside, in the AMR 007, that is Michael Vecchio. Winner starts 3rd here in tonight's feature. I believe the reason why we're doing 2 pace laps and not 1 is because it's very quick here for the Steve King Foundation pace car to get onto pit road from when they get the cue to get going on the track. 11 viewers checking in. Thanks for joining us here. Let's see if we can get to 20 before the end of the night. You guys are always very good at the challenges I give you all, so share this broadcast with your friends, that's for sure. All right, ready for the final heat race of the night. Wheeler and Dittmer set to bring us to green. Here we go. Off the corner, Dittmer with the nose out in front, off for turn 2. Wheeler shows underneath. Does he send it? Yes, he does, with a slider off for turn number 4. Wheeler leads lap number 1. Here comes BD, back down to the baby bottom. He crosses back with a slide job as Randy Shreves turns Kelly Wheeler around, finds a way to somehow save it just in front of Vecchio, wrecking him and stacking them off for turn number 2. That was mighty close, but that allows the Spider Monkey to have a 1.5 second lead on both Alvey and Wheeler, as that's your best battle on the track for the 2 spot. Get on board with the number 110. Alvey, the quickest driver on the track. Remember, Alvey started back in the 5th position, so having a great run, the Indiana native. Two laps to go, and he's actually, in fact, cut the lead down in half. Last time by a 15:31. Dittmer, 15:80. Rocking it right next to the chocolate chips. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. How do the laps look? 15:38 for Alvey. Dittmer, 15:71. How does Dittmer hang on to win this one? Into turns number 3 and 4. Alvey won't have enough time. The Spider Monkey. Brandon Dittmer takes the win in Heat 3. Alvey 2nd, Wheeler 3rd, Dickens 4th, Shreves 5th, Vecchio 6th. 1 or 2 more laps, and Chris Alvey has a much better chance of the win. All right, warm-up time here. We'll step aside and go to break. We'll tell you all about the Knoxville Nationals here during this one. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Extreme ECTV Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Race, drive, green flag, showtime, the Knoxville Nationals underway. The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Dillon Westbrook Racing, and Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville National scoring system. Over $2,200 in payouts and prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members, $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All proceeds go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League 358th Division on the C2C Racing Network, presented by Flatline Racing Bodies.
The pole sitter getting us set to go here for tonight. Let's meet the field and give you the RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano in the number 32. And next to him, his teammate Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row number 2, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and B-Temp, Brandon Templeton in the 31. Row 3, Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218, and Chris Salvi in the 96. Row number 4, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux in the 75, and Harold Klump in the 00. Rounding out the top 10 for tonight, Kelly Wheeler in the 110, and the Bird to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row number 6, it's Sam Bachman in the 107 and Brian Dickens in the 122. Row number 7, Clay Christopherson in the 051 and Randall Dixon in the 011. Row number 8, Randy Shreves, he's in car number 56. And Logan Wentz is next to him in the 118. Final 3 drivers tonight. Jake Henry starts in 17th. Michael Vecchio starts 18th. And the series points leader without the drops, in effect, Michael Vitale starts tail end in 19th. Time for your picks to win here. You know what? I got to go with the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, from pole position. But never count out Brandon Templeton here, that's for sure. We are ready to go for the Flatline Racing Bodies green flag. Steve King Foundation pace car makes its way on to pit road. Four races in the book so far with 4 different winners. Will we see a 5th? About to find out. Morano and Reynolds set to bring us to green. It's time to get it on. Morano off to a good start. Dittmer and Reynolds door to door for the second position. Does this allow Morano to possibly pull away? Not just yet. Got a little bit too tight. 3 by 3 by 4 for just a moment across the line as the full throttle teammates battle for the race lead. Morano and Reynolds going down the back chute and into turn number 3 with Brandon Dittmer and Kurt Schatzer doing it out for 3rd. They touch alongside Brandon Templeton. Everybody hanging on for right now. Chris Salvi way too high. And somehow that car in the wall somehow didn't go very hard into the entrance of pit road. But Reynolds and Morano continue to go to work. 2 by 2 at speeds of around 80 miles an hour. And both grooves, the high side and the middle side, are working very, very well. Morano able to clear Dino for right now. You go to the race for the 3rd position. Brandon Templeton tries the slide job up on both Brandon Dittmer and Sam Bachman. Does it pay off? Not just yet. Bachman downstairs. Dittmer stuck in the middle on the 2nd floor. 4 wide again off for turn 2. All of this is getting very tight right now, folks. And we're only on lap number 7 of this 30-lap feature. Right now, your biggest mover, how about Sam Bachman in the number 107? Started back in the 11th spot and is running in 4th. He wants to put Full Throttle Motorsports on every step of the podium. Right now, Brandon Templeton is in that 3rd spot. Back to the race up front. Morano currently leads his teammate by just about 0.3 of a second. Trying to look for another run. We'll pull up the 5-lap average here for the first time tonight. And you can see how it's very tight. amongst the front of the field here, pardon me. Bachman, Schatzer, Dittmer. Hornets Nest in the battle for fourth once again. Back on board the 107. As Schatzer tries to make his way by and pick up a spot. Ooh, Schatzer, nice run off at turn number 4. I think Bachman gave him the lane just barely. And now you see Dittmer try to rip the top. Trevor Giroux also wants to be a factor in this. Started 7th in this feature, currently running in the 6th spot. Templeton, meanwhile, opens up a solid gap on Bachman, about a half-second deficit. Now can he try and close in on the top 2? However, though, Dino and the Ant-Man were running 15.6s last time by. B Temp ran a 16 even. Of course, we can't keep our eyes off of this battle. All around the racetrack, Dittmer starting to lose some ground, running the extreme high side. Up next to the cushion, the low groove is where you want to be at the moment. Clay Christopherson, how about him? Started from the back in 13th, started from the back of his heat race. Currently running in 7th. Nice run for the FTM 051. So full throttle, showing what it's all about. We're past halfway in a battle for the race lead. Dino underneath on Morano. The 32 led at the line last time by. Let's see if he can get it done in that number 79. Could this allow both Templeton and Bachman and Schatzer to possibly close in? Morano continues to lead. Both driving incredible right now. These are the best cars on track without question. Still Morano by about a door on Dean Reynolds. 11 to go next time by. Morano got it just about a little bit too high. It doesn't work there. You still have about 1.3 seconds on third place Brandon Templeton. And Sam Bachman trying to make this a 1-2-3 podium sweep for FTM. Like I mentioned a couple laps ago, he wants third. Schatzer wants third. Giroux wants third. 10 laps remaining here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Three wide, mid-pack as well with, oh, look at Wentz. Little contact from Callum Wheeler, 118, got just about sideways back at 11th. Was able to hang on to it. 9 to go, meanwhile. Another look at the 5-lap average. Dino taps the wall. He hangs on to it. The best driver on track when it comes to 5-lap average is Trevor Giroux in 6th, but somehow he can't find his way past Kurt Schatzer, but he did there because Schatzer got a little bit loose off for turn 4, had to catch it a little bit. 8 laps to go. Dino again trying to get that race lead. Can he find some sort of bite? Now decides to test out the middle. Try and see if he can do a move similar to Alex Payne on Jimmy Phelps for the race lead in the Hall of Fame 100. Tries to take a peek downstairs for the top spot. Can he get the lead? Not just yet. 6 laps to go. Dino trying to explore his options while the Ant-Man trying to turn on the afterburners. 5 laps of race to go at Lucas Oil for the 358s. Dino's got time. How do you set this up? Do you exit high, then take a peek underneath? That's what Reynolds, I think, is trying to do, but then Morano just finds a way to play defense very well. Dino trying to get that run off for turn number 4. 3 laps of racing to go. Caution waves for the first time tonight, and we'll have ourselves a green-white checkered. Not what you wanted if you were either Morano or Dino. It's for Randy Shreves and Chris Salvi. We go to the Malcolm's Mills mill riding replay. show you what happened. Streisel contact off of Jeff Barker, sent him sideways, and Chris Salvi, bang, nowhere to go. Alvey had an issue earlier, which led to him falling back earlier. It was committed to the outside. Nothing he could do about it. Well, this could get interesting, folks, with 2 laps to go. Lights are off, we go green. I'm going to quote a friend of mine who writes a lot of racing at Speed Sport, Nathan Solomon. Let's get weird. Well, maybe. We'll see what happens. Morano the leader, Reynolds second, Templeton third, Bachman from 11th to 4th, Schatzer 5th, Giroux 6th, Clay Christopherson from 13th to 7th, Wheeler 8th, Dickens 9th, and Wentz 10th. We come back to green, 2 laps remain. Great restart from Morano. If you're Dino, you may want to play some defense here to prevent B-Temp from having at least some sort of a chance at the win. 3 wide with Schatzer in the middle. White flag out. 1 lap to go for Anthony Morano, the driver of the Full Throttle Motorsports. Number 32 off the corner and down the back chute for the final time in our first feature of the night. Make it 5 different winners to kick off the 358 season. The Ant-Man takes the win at Lucas Oil. Reynolds second, Templeton third, Bachman fourth, Christopherson fifth. Clay up 8 spots tonight, which makes him the hard charger of the race. A phenomenal night for the Full Throttle Motorsports team. 1-2 on the podium. So you take a look at how the field looks here from tonight. Logan Wentz also up 8 spots from 16th to 8th, but obviously because of higher position, Christopherson has the advantage. 11th through 20th. Up 6 was Michael Vitale after starting last. Not bad of a run. This may be a race, though. He will have to drop towards the season, though. So we've got Brandon Templeton. Let's bring him in. Brandon, I know that caution was what you want if you wanted a chance at getting some spots further up the charts. How'd you feel, though, about your race car tonight?
I'll definitely take a third. It was really tough to pass. And, once those guys, they kind of got, once the middle started being the fastest way around, or like a little shallow slider line through the middle, it just made it really tough to pass, tough to set anything up unless another lane started coming in. So I was happy to just bring it home third, and mostly clean car, so we'll take it.
What positives do you take away from this run?
It was just good, clean racing. Everybody was, minding their P's and Q's and taking it easy and taking care of each other for the most part. And that's what it takes to put on a good race. That race up in front of me was just absolutely amazing. I can't wait to hear what those guys got to say. I mean, for the first 24 laps, I don't think they were hardly ever not side by side. So that was cool.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I got to thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank, Got Your Six Racing Network, Mission 22, Hammer Down Racing Team, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, you guys for doing the stream, everyone at Coast to Coast, and come check out the Knoxville Nationals next week.
Absolutely check out the Knoxville Nationals next week. You'll be there, that's for sure. So great job tonight. So that is Speed Temp finishing in third. Let's go to our second place finisher here in Dean Reynolds. Dean, that was a phenomenal race you and Morano put on. What was your strategy trying to make a pass for the win late in the going?
Well, my lane kind of went away a little bit there at the end, and actually Morano found it. It was funny when we got 5 to go, and he moved down to the middle there. I said, "Get your own damn lane," and he goes, "Well, that felt good." I said, "I know. That's why I've been trying to run." What a great race! I mean, it's funny. Even though we're in the same Discord, when we're racing like that, we didn't say one word to each other, not even one word, because you don't want to give anything out. But he just had a little bit better car than me, a little bit better driving than me. But you know what? To finish second to Anthony, that's all right. But what a great race. I think we were side by side half that race.
Yeah, I was about to go there next. Both grooves looked like throughout that long run, they came in really well. The low side was going, and the middle side was going at the same time. You two were putting up like identical times.
Yeah, actually, I said to Anthony, though, I did say one thing about halfway. I noticed we were 1.6 seconds ahead of Brandon, and I go, oh, wow, what a flip at Eldora. Sorry, big time flip. I go, what are we doing that everyone else is not? And he looks down at his relative, and he goes, yeah, holy cow, look at the lead we got. And I said, and then we saw that yellow, and we're like, well, we didn't want that because Brandon was closing in. He was 1.6 behind, and then when the yellow came out, he was 1.4 behind. So he picked up 4/10 in like 6 or 7 laps. So I was a little worried about Brandon. And, I said, well, I'm just on the restart. I'm just going to stay in the lower lane there because I know Brandon is really good down low, and I'm just going to stay right there. And I kind of knew I wasn't going to get Anthony no matter what because he moved down. So I was just trying to get second at the end.
You make me want to check out what just happened at Eldora because I actually don't have that on. Do you know who that was that flipped?
Who's running the Red 11 now? I forget. Zeb Wise had it like 2 years ago.
I can't remember.
Looks like, I don't know who.
I'll know when I see it. So, but
yeah.
Nevertheless, a good run for you tonight. Who do you want to give shout outs to?
Well, how about Full Throttle Motorsports? 4 of the top 5, and I guess like you said, Marty, I guess that bottom came in because Clay was coming up. He said I was just rolling that bottom, and I said, "What'd you get?" And he goes, "I got 5th," and thank God that wasn't a 35 lap race because Clay might be talking to you as being the winner. But yeah, great team to be part of. 4 of the top 5. We all race each other really hard, really clean, and we like to race everyone else really hard, really clean. Very proud to be part of that team. We got 16, 17 members in that team, and we've been together for 3 years, so you don't see that in iRacing. So a lot of fun. Marty, got to thank you, for doing the telecast. Awesome. Are you going to Canandaigua Saturday by any chance or no?
I actually will not. I got called into work somewhere else.
Gotcha. Okay. Because Sportsman Series race is there, so I'm going to be there. So, but I got to thank you. Got to thank Flatline Racing Bodies for the sponsorship because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be here. So we got to thank them. And, Swan Speed Shop for all his help with, especially with the open sets. Team Venom. Can't forget Team Venom. Always enjoy them. We're missing them tonight. I know they weren't here tonight, so I don't know if they have something going on or what. But, always enjoy being in their Discord when I can. And, I just like to wish everyone well next week at Knoxville. Knoxville Nationals. I wish I could race it, but unless we get a little bit of rain up in Canada, I won't be able to run it. So I'll be watching.
Unless they bring you a sim rig to race in Canada, so.
Well, mine could fit in a car because it's simply on a.
Yeah.
I got a direct drive wheel and pedal, but it's sitting on this 4x4 card table I bought at Walmart for $14, and I only got a 32-inch screen. Other than that, I don't have much. I don't really have a rig. I kind of sit in a chair on a desk, so I could take it if I wanted to, but it'll be good. We're looking forward to Super Dirt Car Series up in Canada. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'll be watching, that's for sure. Great job tonight, and by the way, that car that flipped was Schurenberg.
Oh, Hunter's in that car.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
But
so
anyway,
cool.
Great job, man. Best of
Thanks,
luck with
Marty.
the big blocks.
And congrats to Anthony and Brandon. Good runs, guys.
So Dean Reynolds, our second place finisher. Let's go to the winner here, who will probably provide some similar insight. Anthony Morano taking home the win. Anthony, a great run for you tonight, but Dino gave you a really good challenge here.
Yeah, Dino definitely, he made me work for every bit of this one, didn't he?
That he did. He just told me as well in those final few laps, you actually took away the line he was trying to set up a pass on you.
Yeah, I saw that he was running a lane lower than I was, and I finally cleared him. I think coming out of 4, I got a really good run, and I just said, okay, we'll try to go down a little bit and see what we find here. And I was looking around as I was going, saw the darker spots here and there on the track, and was, well, if he's hitting there and he was catching me, I'm going to hit him and see if I can get away from him now, and it worked out.
What were your thoughts on when the final yellow flag came out? Obviously, you know Dean's got a chance, but at the same time, it gives you maybe a better chance at the same time in case he could play defense and try and make sure a Full Throttle obviously gets a 1-2 finish.
Yeah, it was kind of just waiting to see, trying to plan out when I was going to go when we got to that orange tire there. I hate late restarts. It's just it can be just so chaotic. People trying to get to where they shouldn't be, but thankfully here most people think before they actually try to stick their nose somewhere they shouldn't. So it was a good clean restart. Everything worked out. I think we got FTM 1, 2, 4, 5, I believe, on this one. So you can't go wrong there, that's for sure. I'll take that any day of the week. And I know Clay and Sam both came from pretty deep in the pack. I think Logan said he came out 8th, so pretty good showing for us there in the 358s, and we'll see what we can do in the big blocks.
Well, a great run, though, for you. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I got to thank my wife, Sherry, the boys over at FTM, Dean Super Dirt Car, Logan Highmom Lens, Gunner at Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim for the wraps, MDI TV, Expert Installation, Marty, you doing a broadcast and everyone here at Coast to Coast.
All right, man, we'll let you go. Great job and best of luck in the big block.
Thank you, sir.
So Anthony Morano takes home the win. 5 races on the season and 5 different winners. We'll step aside and take a commercial break and get set up for the big block race. Stay with us right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight when we talked about it.
outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support. I realized, no, for us, we wanted to use them to help others.
Done so much for helps somebody, one of the drivers that get help them.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. I was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We're back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, getting set to go here for big block action. Just a couple minutes away from advancing the session. Just a quick heads up, we've been having some technical difficulties under commercial breaks. Not on your guys' end, but on our end, so bear with us if we encounter any more of that. But anyway, as we get set to go, obviously it's the Thursday before the Knoxville Nationals, so if you haven't joined, C2CRL.com for details. $15 for members, $24 members for non-members with an I rating of under 3,000. And yeah, you don't want to miss out. If you have signed up already, make sure you accept your invite in iRacing to be a part of the special league we have for the Knoxville Nationals. Bill, if you're listening, don't worry. I will be accepting it tonight. I just haven't had it. I haven't been able to get around to it. So as we get set to go here now for action. Pull up how practice times are looking at the moment, and actually are just about done. Brandon was quickest, B-Temp at a 14.200. Get you all set to go now for qualifying, as it'll be done under the lights. First driver onto the racetrack in the 31, your quickest guy in practice, B-Temp, Brandon Templeton. And it looks like Brandon may be having some internet issues here. Nope, I think it may have been us, so don't worry, we're good. Templeton will be the driver to set the bar here in qualifying and goes 14.46. See if anybody else pops up in the purple. Second lap time for B-Temp. Just a bit off. Joseph Grandy currently second quick. Does he improve his lap? He does in a 14.72. Sam Bachman currently third across the line. He is also slower. Anthony Morano, though, jumps up to fourth at a 14.61. Jeff Barker third on lap 2. And Michael Vitale to second, 14.55 for the number 213. Clay Christopherson is having an issue. His car has slowed and he just took the white flag on his lap, which means he won't get a time. A blistering 39.924. We're just having fun with Clay. Brandon Templeton, by the way, your quickest. Michael Vitale second. They are the top two in points coming on in. Templeton with 244 points, up 22 on Michael Vitale. Dylan Kinsey, 33 back. He's in third. I don't see him on our entry list for tonight. The car count we have is 19. So with 3 heats, that'll put Dan McLaren, Logan Wentz, and Randy Shreves as your pole sitters for heat action. Let's know who you're rooting for tonight in the chat. We're glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for Big Blocks. Final Thursday night of action before the Knoxville Nationals, which begin on Monday. Heat 1 brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Dan McLaren on pole position in the number 88. Next to him, it's the 122 of Brian Dickens. Row number 2, the 513 of the Brewer to Beast. That's Jeff Barker. 2 is outside in car number 31. That's B-Town Brandon Templeton. Final row here for tonight. Trevor Drew in the 075 next to Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and Clay Christopherson rounds out the grid in the 051. So the field getting set to take the green flag. And we'll take one more lap here. Everyone makes it into the show tonight. Winner transfers on into our feature. McLaren and Dickens set to bring us to green for 358 action. Here we go for big block action correction. Great jump from Dan McLaren, Brian Dickens, and Jeff Barker. Battle it out for the second spot. Contact, Dickens sideways, Barker sideways, 3 wide for the runner-up spot, and through goes Brandon Templeton. A lot of bumping and banging mid-pack. Three wide again. Brandon Dittmer stuck in the back, nearly hits the Tory tire. Two laps to go this time. Issue for Dan McLaren. Bad corner. Templeton has to check up. He's got a chance at starting on pole position tonight. Side by side down the back. Coming to 1 to green. Jeff Barker as well has a chance at this heat win. 1 lap to go. The leaders bang. McLaren, bang crash. Took out both the entire front end. Templeton and Barker to battle it out for the heat win. Both Canadians taking out. Giroux the other one. Templeton to the line. Starts on the pole. Christopherson third. Dickens fourth. Dittmer fifth. Giroux sixth. McLaren seventh. Wow. That was absolutely crazy. So we now move on to heat race number 2, brought to you by Regency Home Inspections. Here is how the starting lineup looks. Logan Wentz, Dean Reynolds on the front row. Row number 2, Sam Bachman, Michael Vitale. Final row, Jake Henry and Harold Klum. Going to step away here real quick to take care of something. We'll have green flag action in just a moment.
Green, green, green.
All right. Apologies for that. Tried showing you what happened in Heat 2 as much as we could. Logan Wentz took the win with Dean Reynolds second, Bachman third, Vitale fourth, Klum fifth, Jake Henry sixth. Final heat race brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. Here's a look at the starting lineup. Randy Shreves on pole position. Next to him, it's Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Anthony Morano is next to Joseph Grandy on row number 2. Randall Dixon, Michael Vecchio round out the field for Heat 3. Winner starts inside of row number 2.
Green, green, green.
Winner starts inside of row number 2. We are green for Heat 3. 3 wide already for the top spot. Anthony Morano looks to go 2 for 1 into the corner and waste no time. The Ant-Man leads lap number 1. Schatzer still trying to fight back in that 218. Two by two off the corner for the race lead. Morano's got the bite on the bottom. Was running the middle line in the 3:58 feature. Kurt Schatzer, quickest driver on track, 14:82 last time by. Randy Shreves, up into the 3rd spot. You right on board with the number 56. Morano trying to clear as we're coming to 2 to go this time by, but Superman's got his cape out. Big run off of turn number 4 for him. Can he get the lead? No. By a bumper was Morano. Schatzer with a big slide job. Morano threads the needle. Here comes Hunter Grant as well. Joseph Grandy into the picture. 4 cars a chance to win this heat race. 1 lap to go. Morano's not out of it just yet, but probably just had his best 1 and 2 that time by. Will Grandy or Schatzer have a shot at it? Morano nearly gets too high, but takes the win in Heat 3. Grandy edges out Schatzer for 2nd, Shreves in 4th, Vecchio 5th, Randall Dixon 6th. Step aside and go to break for warm-ups. When we come back, feature time. Stay with us, the Coast to Coast Racing Network. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Extreme ECTV Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Race, drive, green flag, showtime in Knoxville Nationals underway. The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Dillon Westbrook Racing, and Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville National scoring system. Over $2,200 in payouts and prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members, $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All proceeds go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League Big Block Modified Division on the C2C Racing Network, presented by Flatline Racing Bodies.
Slide job, Isaac Salas getting us set to go for our big block feature, final feature of the night. Thanks for coming out, spending your Thursday night with us. Let's meet the field and give you the RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole, B-Temp, Brandon Templeton, the 31. Next to him, Logan Wentz in the 118. Row number 2, it is the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, and the 513 of the Brood to Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 3, Dean Reynolds, he's in the 79, and 100 grand Joseph Grandy in the 518. Row number 4, Clay Christopherson in the 051. Next to him, it's the 007 of Sam Bachman, the 107 correction. Rounding out the top 5 tonight, Superman, Kurt Chatzer in the 218, and Brian Dickens in the 122. Row 6, Michael Vitale in the 213, and Randy Treves in car number 56. Row number 7, it's Brandon Dittmer, the Spider Monkey in the 83. Harold Clubb next to him in the 00. Row 8, Michael Vecchio in the 007. Trevor Giroux, the Philly Flyer, next to him in the 075. Final 3 drivers tonight, Jake Henry in the 171. Randall Dixon, the Bandit in the 011. And Dan McLaren in car number 88. Time for picks to win. I'm feeling Templeton tonight in this one. We'll see what happens. Megan checking in. As always, she's rooting for Dean. Unfortunately, Megan, it's just me. Zach's got another league tonight. But yes. Everyone else says hello, even if they're in the chat or not. Start tonight brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies, the official sponsor of the 358s and the big blocks. Templeton and Wentz set to bring us the green as we say, where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? Big block action at Lucas Oil. It's time to get it on. Templeton with the advantage over a pair of full throttle drivers. Wentz second, Morano third. 3 wide for fourth. Look out, big crash in the corner. Vitale around, no caution though as he spun below the apron. And so we stay under the green flag as Templeton hangs on to the lead over both Wentz and Morano. Jeff Barker, Dean Reynolds battle for the 4th spot, and the yellow is out. This time the caution waves for the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux, and he appears to be crab walking in that 075. A lot to clean up though from that accident. Let's show you what happened in the first yellow. Slight contact between Vitale and Treves. Oh no! Vecchio sent it into Giroux and into Vitale. And then here's a look at Dan McLaren. This, I believe, was the cause of the yellow. Bullseye into the Tory tire. And let me tell you, it has not been his night when it comes to Ukes. Look back at the white flag here. Right here, as he was trying to cover the bottom earlier tonight. Bang! Both Canadians, Venom Racing drivers. So set for our first restart of the night. In the big blocks, double file restart. This is actually our first double file restart of the night because there's only one caution in the 358s, and it happened with 3 laps to go. Templeton and Wentz bring us back to green. Here we go. Late restart from B-Temp. And he clipped the Uke tire. Up the hill he goes. Logan Wentz tries to cross over. The two make contact. Logan's hanging on for dear life. 4 wide into turn number 3. Everybody skittering and scattering off the corner. Somehow B-Temp's got the lead. Joseph Grandi in the Infernal 518 battles the Ant-Man, and a big crash behind them. Harold Klump, Randall Dixon, Jake Henry, and somehow no yellow waves again. We stay green. Boy, Logan Wentz lost a lot of time, and same with Dean Reynolds. Think about the spots that they'd be battling for. Now the yellow flag waves for Harold Klump. Show you what happened here first with Randall Dixon. Look at that cluster. You know what? The cluster of drivers here. Just look at that, again, skittering and scattering. So everybody hung on here, but then you go to Klump and it's big block. He had no steering on that 00, I don't believe. Look how hard he's trying to turn to the left. The right front completely damaged off that race car. Fortunately, it was too late to keep it green. Scientist out there rooting for Logan Wentz says he's a stud. Thanks for joining us. And Butters is back in rooting for Venom. Gonna watch this restart from our Chapman Racing drone. Templeton and Grandi, row 1. Wentz, Morano, row 2. Christopherson and Barker, row 3. Bachman and Reynolds, row number 4. Schetzer and Dixon round out the top 10. 5 laps complete in our 30-lap feature for the big blocks. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
Could be 3 wide again for the 4th spot. No, it's not. Templeton shifts up top. He knows he has to avoid the bottom because normally he is prone to hitting the Uke tires. However, though, he leads. Let's see if Grandi makes a move underneath. Dan McLaren has crashed. No caution. We stay green. Logan Wentz with a bumper full of Clay Christopherson as the 051 hangs on to it. And B-Temp starting to approach the 88 of Soupy McLaren. Everyone high, wide, and handsome except for the first driver, which is Jeff Barker. Nobody really liking the bottom. I like how Dean was. Oh, Logan Wentz clips the wall. Christopherson, I think, made contact with the rear end. Everyone hangs on to it. We're clean and green. Barker trying to battle for 5th on Christopherson. As we work lap number 10, now look at the 5-lap average for the first time in the big blocks. Dan McLaren's pulled off track. Kurt Schatzer sideways. Great save from him. Quickest driver would have to be B-Temp at the moment. Joseph Grandi not too far back. And now the Ant-Man says, let's explore at the bottom. And as he tries that, Joseph Grandi throws the slider on B-Temp to take the lead. Templeton counters back and stays out in front. B-Temp with another slider of his own. What can Grandi do in the Infernal ride? Ooh, yeah, that was not going to be good. Way too low in turn 3. You just saw that coming, clipping the Tory tire. And somehow that left front stays on. iRacing needs to make it so that if it dangles throughout the rest of the race. It can't just be a ball or strike call. It's like with a top wing of a sprint car if that comes off. If it comes off, it comes off. So Morano trying to take advantage of Hundergren. So the top 2 may have possible steering damage on their rides. And this is Morano to close in, but we've got yellow. Brian Dickens. And the 122, that is in turn 2. Let's take a look at the replay. We're 3 wide behind Dickens. Did someone get him? Yep, somebody did. It was Jake Henry. A couple weeks ago at Weed Sport, Jake Henry was involved in a bunch of wrecks. If I recall correctly, eventually led to his DQ from the race. Yeah, that's just something that the 122 didn't see coming. So halfway home, this time by on our restart. Single file restarts for the rest of this one. And Templeton says, nope, I want to stay bottom. Let him have the outside. I don't think B-Temp realizes that it's single file, not double file, for some reason. Now he pulls in front. All right, here we come for the restart. Biggest mover of the race, Trevor Giroux, up 6 and 10th.
Green flag.
So B-Temp able to hold serve. First guy underneath is Christopherson in the 051. That was a chance at third. Morano wants second. But now another Full Throttle Motorsports driver is on top. In fact, make it 2. Both Sam Bachman and Logan Wentz. Currently running in 5th and 6th. And Dino may want to join them too. On board with the 32, the Ant-Man. Morano looking to sweep the portions of the races, but he gets up into the fluff and costs himself a spot. 3 wide for the position. All Full Throttle drivers. Wentz got slideways to contact. Bachman stuck in the middle. He may have a problem with the suspension. But Bachman lost way too much time all the way down into the 9th position. Logan Wentz, Kurt Schatzer, Dean Reynolds still race for 5th. Wentz into the fluff as well. Schatzer clears. Reynolds looks underneath. The two nearly come to blows. Schatzer again with a kiss to the wall. And Wentz just getting way over. And same with Trevor Giroux. Wentz has to put it on the pit road. He's done. I gotta tell you, that's a real class act in Logan Wentz, that's for sure. Good show of sportsmanship. Did not want to bring the yellow out. Wanted to keep it green. Pulled it into pit road in turn number 2. Found the opening. That's a lot of class there from him. 8 laps to go. Meanwhile, at Lucas Oil Speedway in Templeton, the 0.7 of a second advantage on 100 grand. Back to the 5-lap average once again. And the best car on track is 3rd place Clay Christopherson as the yellow comes out once again with under 10 laps to go. This is for Dan McLaren, and this has turned into a nightmarish race for the 88. Here's a look at what happened to the Venom driver. In the wall, up in the air. Wheeling it, loses the right front, and that is the end of the night for McLaren. So, this could get interesting in the final laps of this one. You see Christopherson and Morano both warming up their tires, trying to prevent them from getting sealed over. From the looks of it, I may be off on my terms, bear with me. Single file restart with 6 laps to go. Templeton, Grandy, or a full throttle driver. Or the field. We're going to find out what happens as we're green.
Green, green, green.
Christopherson moves up to the longer way around the track. Trying to see if he can get that drive off at turn 2, which he did, up on the bumper of Joseph Grandy. Big run underneath. Can't get second, though, with 5 to go. Now hoping that Grandy makes a mistake off the corner. Nearly side by side. Schatzer wants a chance at the Ant-Man for 4th. 4 laps to go for Brandon Templeton. Would be our first repeat winner of the season if B-Temp can get it done in the big blocks. 4 different winners. Templeton, Kinsey, Salas, and Connor Ross. Wants to get it done. Now Joseph Grandy thinks he's trying to diamond the corners, but look at Kurt Schatzer go. Up to 3rd. Can he get past Clay Christopherson off the corner? At the line, not yet, but he's got a good chance at the bottom step of the podium with 2 sticks in the air. Bad exit from Christopherson. Schatzer clears into the 3rd spot. Oh, Schatzer turns Grandy.
All right, man.
And we're going to overtime. Oh, boy. You know he's not happy. The battle for 2nd position has gone a little bit too far. I wonder if Kurt was focused on playing defense, looking at the virtual mirror, rather than looking out in front. I am not too sure on that, but that's just what I'm seeing from my perspective. Randy Shreves was mid-pack and had nowhere to go in this accident. Let's see here. You know, I don't even know if he touched him. That may have been a little bit of net code. Then for the gearbox angle. Maybe not. So another 2-lap shootout to determine the winner here tonight. Full Throttle Motorsports was 1-2 in the 358. Hammer Down Racing wants to go 1-2. Can Schatzer get past Christopherson? We'll have to see what happens. But Christopherson was the biggest factor for that yellow because Schatzer did not cross the line in 3rd. So Christopherson stays in front. Last lap is underway. Brandon Templeton started from pole in the dirt track bank. Hammer Down Racing, number 31. Leads every lap here tonight off the corner. Templeton extends the points lead. Checkers wave. Templeton wins. Christopherson 2nd. Schatzer 3rd. Reynolds 4th. Morano 5th. And your biggest mover, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux, started 16th and finished in 7th. So a good race here tonight for the big blocks at Lucas Oil Speedway. Reynolds and Morano trying to wonder if there's a 4th and 5th podium. Giroux with a great run. Michael Vecchio up 6 spots to finish 9th at the end. Randall Dixon started in 18th, finished 11th. Obviously the heartbreak to Logan Wentz. And same with Joseph Grandy. So we are awaiting your top 3 drivers, and while we wait for them, let's talk about what is coming up next week. The Knoxville Nationals on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. You don't want to miss out, especially whether you're a driver or a fan. Monday and Tuesday are each qualifying nights. Monday determines the volunteers and first responders provisional. Tuesday determines our volunteers provisional. Wednesday is hard knocks, as well as our pole scramble. And then Thursday night, the finals, including alphabet soup, concludes with our 47-lap feature. Don't want to miss it. It's all right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I will be on the call for Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So you cannot miss out on that. That's for sure. All right, we've got our top three. We'll begin with our third place finisher in Kurt Schatzer. Kurt, a great job late in the race. Where did you find speed once we got to that second half?
Yeah, Marty, first off, I got to give a shout out to Grandy and say a big sorry about that. I was finding a bunch of speed through the middle, a lot of traction. I picked off quite a few cars there, and then I got there and I was underneath Clay, and I pretty well cleared him, and then Grandy jumped down. I don't know if he had somebody in his ear telling him the middle and bottom was fast or what, or he saw in the mirror, but he moved down, and every time he went into the corner, it seemed to be he had a different entry speed, and it was very hard to judge it. And then the one time I just hit him really hard and didn't mean to, and I got out of it, but it was just enough that he was already getting sent around. So big sorry to that. I hate any time something like that happens, but yeah, it was a lot of throttle control. And once I found that middle through the top, nobody else really seemed to be there, and I was able to just start picking them off right there.
Well, great run for you tonight from 9th to 3rd. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, I got to thank Jay at Dirt Track Bank, everything they do to support racers all around the country. The team, Hammer Down Racing, congratulate Brandon Templeton on his win. Brian Dickens and Joe Halter, Got Your Six Racing Network, and Coast to Coast, and everybody coming out and racing every week.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight, and best of luck next week for the Nationals.
Thank you, sir.
So Kurt Schatzer finishes 3rd. To your runner-up finisher, and Clay Christopherson. Clay, a great run for you tonight. That final caution really helped you out because Schatzer did not cross the start-finish line ahead of you and pretty much just reset everything.
Yeah, it was weird. The caution before that last one, the car just fell on its face. Had no traction, nothing. I'm like, well, I'm used up. That's it. I'm probably going to do a top 4 or 5 here. And then we had a caution again, and the car just sprung back to life. So it was quick at the end.
What positives do you take away from this great run?
Patience. there was not much passing. Some slider lines that were there, but you really had to bomb it in and be sure that you were going to clear. I probably could have threw one on Templeton last lap, but I would have had to bomb that thing in there, and I didn't want to risk taking me and the leader out or something like that. So I just finished second and got a podium.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
Everyone at FTM, you guys for putting this on. Started running sprint cars since I joined, and surprisingly, I'm not terrible in them. So I've been enjoying those, the 410s, and Swan Speed Shop and all them guys, and that's about it.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go tonight. A great run. Best of luck in the Knoxville Nationals next week. Actually, will we see you running that?
I might.
Okay. We hope you sign up. I hope you sign up,
right,
man.
Thank you. See you
no
later.
problem. Great job tonight. So Clay Christopherson finishes 2nd. Now we go to Victory Lane to talk with your winner, Brandon Templeton. What a car you had tonight. I always say never count B-Temp out as a threat because of how good you are at Lucas Oil. And nobody had anything for you tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say that. There was definitely some laps where Grandy was coming and looking and getting some laps, making some faster times than I was. But it's a little bit of a tough track to pass. And when the top kind of becomes dominant, you can start riding it until it starts getting slippery, which I did slip off that top a couple times and lose a little bit of time, but I was able to kind of recover and survive. So I know real lucky just to survive that one. I know I clipped the inside tires also, and I did that in practice a couple of times, and every time I lost my wheel and was 3-wheeling it. So it was just a miracle that didn't happen in the race, I guess.
Yeah, were you surprised that you didn't lose, you didn't have any damage from that or something, because I think we saw the left front suspension dangling, but then iRacing is iRacing, I guess.
Yeah, I had damage, but I was able to drive it okay. I think it actually tightened me up. But what kind of scared me was like under cautions driving slow, the left front was sitting low and I could hear it like banging on the track. I thought it was going to cause more damage or the wheel would fly off at some point. But it made it, so we'll take it and go on to the next one.
Who do you want to give shout outs to on this run?
I got to thank the Dirt Track Bank, Malvern Bank, everything they've been doing, sponsoring tons of awesome rail racing around the area, late models, sprint cars, you name it. So that's cool to, be part of that. And thanks to Got Your Six Racing Network, Joe Halter, Mission 22, Brian Dickens, Kurt Schatzer on Hammer Down Racing, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Hogan's Landscaping, you, Marty, for doing the broadcast. Extreme E-Speed for doing the broadcast Sundays, everybody else that helps out, everybody that's involved in doing the nationals. Come check out the charity next week. I'll be there trying my best at a sprint car. It's usually pretty ugly, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, great job tonight. Congratulations. Best of luck in the Knoxville Nationals next week.
Thanks, Marty. Have a good one.
You as well. So Brandon Templeton takes his second win in a big block this season, extending his points lead in the championship. So we bid adieu here on tonight. Do not forget the Knoxville Nationals beginning next Monday. The telecast begins, I believe, at 8 o'clock on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Either that or 7:30. Stay tuned for that. And we are excited. The biggest week of the Coast to Coast Racing League. And we cannot wait to broadcast it to you, to present it to you. So that'll do it for us here tonight. On behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, all the fine drivers, admins, and sponsors, Roger Craig and his great crew, Marty Scala saying so long. Your winners tonight, Anthony Morano and Brandon Templeton. So long, everyone.